It's so much. Oh my God. It's so much. We never talked about like all this other stuff. So I'm gonna
Well,
come at you. I'm gonna come at you.
You don't think about it until you start really hearing the story.
I didn't. Yeah, we never talked about the webcam and
all
all this other stuff.
I've done a lot,
porn
you know.
And, you know.
Okay, rolling. 3, 2.
Hey, we're here with Jessica. She's telling us her testimony, and I just want to know about the beatings. And is it very prevalent in the sex trafficking
It's what
world?
we call guerrilla pimping. And what that means is that you have a pimp that's aggressive, forcefully. You know, they brainwash you mentally, they tear you down emotionally, and physically it's just bad. Because I remember times where if I didn't make a quota, I'd get punched in the face and my nose would just be dripping. I remember a time where I didn't make his quota one night, and he just beat me, and I was just to the point where I was like, if you're just gonna do it, just Lord, take me, you know. And though I didn't really believe in God then, but I just felt like I just want to die.
But if you're beaten and you're bruised and your nose is bloody, how do you go out there and make money?
Well, you learn how to manipulate the Johns.
What do you mean?
There was times when I would go out there and do this, and I'd lie and be like, can you please help me? I'm trying to get away from this pimp, or can you give me extra? I've got kids, and at the time I didn't have kids,
Right.
Or you learn to lie to keep yourself safe from this pimp. I mean, I got trapped in closets. I was malnutrition, those big candles with 4 or 5 wicks in it. I've had that thrown in my face.
Oh my God.
I've had 2 cuts, one in my inner thigh, one in my lower back. I've been stabbed, cut, and bruises from head to toe. Wow. There's times where I can't even stand up because I'm so much in pain.
Wow.
But that beating intimidates you, you become fearful, and the question is always, well, why don't you leave? Well, you're scared.
You know what? I had a question because you listed a lot of things. What about the correlation between porn and prostitution?
Well, there's a big difference between pornography and prostitution. Prostitution, it depends on each female and how she conducts her lifestyle as a prostitute. I myself, I literally was a call girl. I'd post ads. I'm pretty sure you guys know Backpage, Craigslist, Euros, City Vibe, all those places where girls could post. I became a call girl. So what I did was I created this own image and how I wanted to be. So it's pretty much like people would say split personalities.
Yeah.
But you have to in this lifestyle.
To survive.
It's so damaging psychologically and emotionally and physically, And the part that's really hard the most is how people view you and how people judge you, and they look at you one way. But prostitutes, we conduct our own business.
Right.
We don't have to have a percentage here, and we pick and choose what sexual contact we choose to have with each person.
Did you venture out into porn? That was my question.
I've had people ask me to do it. To be honest, I've had this guy named Tim. He was actually a John. I seen him as a John, but he was a very high-end type of dude where we had these boards called TNA and stuff where Johns and prostitutes would go and post, and they do reviews, like we do reviews in hotels and stuff.
Really?
Oh my! It was.
You're kidding.
No, I'm dead serious. Like,
wow,
and if you had bad reviews, Johns didn't want to see you. If you had a pimp, they didn't want to see you.
Wow.
So, to answer your question, Tim was a John that I've seen, and he created the Northwest Bad Girls to pretty much build these prostitutes and make them bigger than what they were, and he, you do little scene clips, whether it's blowing a guy
like a promo or
pretty much a promo to show the guys of the Johns that you're real.
Okay.
So I got to thinking about it, and I was like, I don't think I want to do this because I don't want my whole entire. It's bad enough I'm already a prostitute.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and I don't have anything against the girls that do porn. That's fine. That's their business. It's their body. I totally get it because I know that lifestyle. But I just couldn't. That's more exploitation.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and I couldn't do that, and I didn't want to do that. But once it did help me in my business though, because you know. These Jones was like, oh my God, da, da, da. And you get paid more.
Right.
But eventually that money can't heal your pain.
Jessica, I want to know about the drug use in the prostitution world. Is it a lot of drug use to kind of numb the pain, or what would you say about that?
From 16 to about 19, I didn't do any drugs. I did it sober-minded.
Wow.
So you have to understand, from a child to 19, the psychological and the emotional part of it, being a prostitute, doing it soberly, and the things and the heinous things that these men would want a young girl to do.
Yeah.
It's despicable.
Yeah.
But from 19 to 26, I think what really made me smoke marijuana, though it is legal nowadays, what really made me want to do it was because it was like, I kind of just try to bury Jessica, bury her. So, you know, with the lifestyle of being a prostitute and everyone thinking it's, you know, because of the music and, you know, things that we listen to is garbage. So, you know, I used to call myself Mahealani Banks, was my alter ego.
Okay.
And she was one bad chick. Couldn't tell her nothing. I had this whole alter ego. Like literally people thought that was me.
Yeah.
You know, and then when I'm home alone, you know, because you're sobbing and you're crying because you're like, man, I just wish everybody liked Mahealani. But nobody knew Jessica.
Wow. I know there's so much more to this story, and we're just kind of just touching the surface, because you went from prostitution to a wife and a mother.
Yes.
And now you're doing ministry. So I would like to open the door to invite you back, because I feel like there's so many other girls that need to hear your story, and that anything is possible. You can get out the life. You can get away from the drugs, away from the pimps, away from the beatings.
Yes.
And I see you as being relatable to other girls. So I know you want to talk about your Changing Soul Ministries, and there's so much to talk about, but I'm going to invite you back. The door is open for you, Jessica, and I just thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'm so appreciative.
Oh, thank you.
And God continue to bless you and your babies. She has twins and a husband and
I got three boys. Matthew 7, the twins is 2, Tristan and Christian, and they're symbolic for trust in Christ, and they're my children, is my victory to how I found Jesus. So
plus your husband, that's another one. So you have 4 boys. So thank you.
A man now.
I invite you back anytime.
Well, yes, I'll be more than glad to come back and share.
You. Thank you. Thank you.
Clear. Okay. Maybe you were not aware that you had another segment with her. So
I saw you doing this.
Right, because that's to the minute. Once I give you the first warning, that's to a minute. If I come back, that means that you're down to 10 or 8 seconds. So now
you said wrap it up.
Wrap it up to that commercial.
Okay, got
So
you.
you still have a segment. So the final segment is. So I'm going to just, I want to put that on post-production. So you're going to come back. This is the last segment.
Okay.
So now that we've talked about all of those things, what happened, now we want to talk about the positive things. So now we got 6 minutes. So you want to share the first 3 or 4 minutes with the successful parts, how she changed from that, and where she is now, and any information that she want to give if she's at a location.
Kind of like what we did.
Email or anything.
Yeah, we did it backwards.
The last 2 minutes for your
commentary.
Sure.
So we kind of did it back. I thought you was wrapping it up. It's like, oh no, it's over.
Wrap up now.
Okay, so it's always 3 segments, basically.
It's actually 4. They're 6-minute pieces. 12, 24. That's 1 half hour or so.
Okay. So 4.
Right.
Okay.
So 4 segments.
So this is